Hi, welcome to this webinar on navigating the BC Oil and Gas Commission's website. I'm Linnea Parfit, a manager with the Commission's Communications Department, the team responsible for overseeing the redesign of the public website. This webinar is intended to give stakeholders and members of the public a better understanding of the Commission's new website, which includes background on the layout, information on how best to navigate the web pages, and some tips to help find common information you may be looking for. This webinar will also be posted on our website. For anyone who'd like to turn on closed captioning, find and click the CC icon in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen of this webinar. If you have any questions about the material presented, you can email our stakeholder relations team at the email address on the screen. In order to understand how far the current website has come, it's good to look back to our old website. The previous website was designed in 2010, which doesn't seem all that long ago, but for technology, it was. While the old website held a lot of useful information, it was criticized for not being easily accessible, with lots of text on a page and not many images or graphics. It was difficult to find what you were looking for, and the information you did find was often too technical or difficult for someone working outside of the energy industry to understand. The previous website also had a poor search function. There are a lot of people with different interests logging on to our website to find information. The issue with the old website was never with the amount of information, it was with the navigation, layout, and how the information was written. A new website needed to be better organized for all users, with more graphics, plain language, and headings and topics that make sense to a lay audience, not just industry insiders. The road to a new website started in September 2017, and even though technology ages out quickly, it can also take quite a while to create a new website. To fully understand the user experience and what different groups wanted and needed, we held surveys, audits, and focus groups. It was important the information on the website not only looked better, but was also easier to navigate. The current website uses a top-down approach, which means content is structured into topic-level landing pages. General topics are presented before a user dives into more specific content. Here is a wireframe of the Commission's new website, which is like a screen's blueprint. Wireframes are used to establish basic page layout prior to the visual design. They help to understand how content is organized and prioritized, how users will navigate a website, and how complicated elements work and interact. This is the current homepage with the sections labeled so you can see how the wireframe blueprint was applied. Using the top-down approach, the menu at the top includes general topics, which you can hover over to see more specific topics under each tab in the menu. There's also a magnifying glass icon at the far right of the menu. That's the search icon, which appears on all pages. If you're not sure where to look for something, the search icon is a great way to put in some keywords to help find what you're looking for. You can also log on to the Commission website on your phone or mobile device. Just open up a browser and type in bcogc.ca and it will take you to the home page. That's it on the first photo on the left. You'll find the main menu if you click on the icon with the 3 lines on the left-hand side. It will take you to a screen that looks like the second picture. You'll notice it's exactly the same menu choices as what's on the home page when you're viewing it on a computer. These are just vertical instead of horizontal at the top of the page. You can find the contact button if you scroll down to the bottom when you're on the home page view. That's the best way to find out how you can contact the Commission. Now let's take a look at the website, and I'll walk you through some common sections where you can find useful information. If you need to reach the Commission for an emergency or to report an incident, there is a 24-hour phone line that can be found on the website. It can be found 2 ways. From the home page by clicking on Report a Concern or Ask a Question in the middle of the screen, Or you can access the contact information from the teal blue-green footer, which is at the bottom of every web page on the website. You'll see the word contact just above the social media buttons. This phone line is also completely confidential and anonymous. If you have a question or request and want to reach someone at the Commission and you don't have the name of a specific individual, you can always use this Contact Us form. This form can be accessed from any page on the website by scrolling down to the colored footer at the bottom of each page. You'll see a menu above the social media icons. Just click on Contact and it will take you to the Contact Us form. Once there, you'll find fields to fill out. The fields with red stars are mandatory and must all be filled in before you can submit your query. Fill in your name, email address, phone number is optional. Then you can choose Request Type, which will send your request to the appropriate department in the Commission. If the choices available don't quite match your subject, you can always choose General Inquiries or Other. Use the comments box to fill out the information or questions you have and click Submit. That sends an email with your information to the relevant department. If you want to contact the Commission and can't remember where to find the link, there's always the search icon at the top of the page. If you click on that, you can type in contact in the keywords bar, and the first selection that comes up is for the contact page. One way to learn more about the work the Commission does on many different topics, including on the restoration of former oil and gas sites, how to regulate geothermal activities, or how water is used in natural gas activities, is to read a fact sheet which is stored on our website. Fact sheets have been written on 26 different topic areas to help people better understand the energy industry in easy to understand language. You can find the fact sheets under the News and Publication tab at the top main menu, or you can type fact sheet in the search bar from the magnifying glass icon at the top right of the page. That will take you to the list of topics for each fact sheet. If you're a landowner in Northeast BC, there is a section of the website that contains information you may be particularly interested in, like what to do if you have concerns about proposed oil and gas activity, how to access webinars on a variety of topics, or contact information for other agencies. This page can be found under the How We Regulate tab at the top menu of the web page. It's called Consult with Landowners and Rights Holders. Or you can type landowners in the search bar after clicking on the magnifying glass icon at the top right menu on the home page. The first page you'll find is the Landowners and Rights Holders page. If you click on Resources on the left-hand side, you'll find interesting and informative resources for webinars and information sessions, as well as another link to find the fact sheets page. A topic of interest for many people, and has been in the news quite a bit, is something called orphans or orphan well sites. The vast majority of well sites are owned by viable oil and gas operators. However, if the owner of a well or operating area goes bankrupt or cannot be located, the sites are designated as orphans and are then in the care and control of the BC Oil and Gas Commission. This designation provides assurance the site will be restored to current standards and requirements. If you'd like more information on orphans, you can go to the Orphan Site page, which is under the menu heading What We Regulate, and then under the Oil and Gas section, you'll find Orphan Sites in the side flyout. Once you click on that, you'll be on the Orphan Sites page. You can also click on the magnifying glass at the top of the page and type in orphans in the search bar. The first item that comes up is the Orphan Sites page. If you scroll down the page, you'll find a map of orphan wells. Each blue star on the map represents an orphan site. You can make the map bigger and smaller using the plus and minus icons on the top left of the map. If you click on any of the blue stars, you'll find out some more information about that orphan, including site name, type, and status. If you scroll down a bit further to the resources section, you'll see there's a list of current orphans. If you click on that, the same information is available as what's on the map. There's other information about orphans on this page, but if you're not able to find information you're looking for, you can also send questions to the Orphan Restoration email at the bottom of the page, and a member of our orphans team will get back to you. The Commission has several tools for monitoring air quality related to oil and gas activity, including the Commission Air Tool, or CAT. CAT is an interactive web-based map that provides information on air discharges from oil and gas operations and results of ambient air quality monitoring performed by the Commission. You can find CAT under the Data and Reports tab on the main menu, or by typing Commission Air Tool or CAT in the search bar when you click on the magnifying glass at the top right of any web page. This map for CAT is similar to the Orphans map. You can point your mouse over any of the colored dots and click on one, and it will provide you with further information. You can see which operators are working where and which particles can impact air quality. If you'd like more information, you can send an email to the Commission through the dialog box in the bottom left corner of the map. The website also has a section with different data that can be downloaded. However, what's in there currently is primarily geared towards those working in industry and wanting specific reports. If you do want to search for specific data, you'll use the Data and Reports menu at the top of the web page. Once you click on that, it will take you to the Data Center. The Data Center has two sections that can help narrow down a search. The first is a search bar in the top left. You can type keywords to see what data reports may be available. The second option is to look down the left-hand side of the categories available. You may find one that matches the category or topic you're wanting data for. The third option is looking at data available in a handful of different formats. Online will take you to an online page. Zip is a download, such as an Excel spreadsheet, CSV, or shapefile, while PDF is a report or map. If you're looking for something specific and haven't been able to find it, you can always send our GIS or data people a message with the specifics of what you're looking for, and one of our staff will be able to help you with your request. The data center we were just on is a hub which also contains GIS data or mapping and data sets through another format type called geographic data sets. For example, if you live in an area where there has been oil and gas activity and are interested in seeing if there are any wells on your property or near you, you could go to either the Data Center or the GIS Open Data Portal section of the website, which can be found under the Data and Reports menu on the home page. For this example, we'll go to the GIS Open Data Portal. Once you click on that section, it takes you to a main page with categories under Explore Data. Once there, you can either click on Well and Facility, or you can type in keywords using the search bar. If we type in wells, it's another option to get you where you want to go. Let's go to well surface hole locations to see where the surface location of wells are. The map you come to is of a large area, so you can either use the scroll button on your mouse to zoom in or use the plus and minus signs at the bottom right of your screen to get in closer to the area where you live. When you zoom in a bit near Fort St. John, you can see all the blue circles, which represent the wells. If you keep zooming in, you can see a closer version of where the wells are. If you click on a blue dot, it will give you information about that particular well, including the well authority number, its location, and the well name. If you're trying to narrow your search and you're not able to find what you're looking for, you can always send an inquiry to our GIS team. Just go back to the home page and you can click on Report a Concern or Ask a Question. If you click on Online System Support to fill out the Online System Supports form, when it says Request Support For, choose Geospatial Services in the drop-down menu. Try to fill out as much information as you can about the well or wells you're inquiring about, including well authority number, which is the unique identifier for that particular well. That will help make things easier for our GIS team to assist you. We also regularly post compliance and enforcement information on our website, including inspections, tickets, warnings, or orders for a company. You can find these under the Data and Reports tab at the top of the page. Just click on Compliance and Enforcement in the menu. Once there, you can scroll through the different information posted and updated regularly, which includes tickets, warnings, and orders. This demonstration was a sampling of information you can find on our website. There is so much more to find. The best way to get familiar with what's there is to log on to bcogc.ca and navigate through it yourself. However, if you have any questions about what was covered during this presentation or on other topics, you can send them to stakeholder@bcogc.ca and a member of our stakeholder relations team will follow up with you. Thanks so much for viewing this presentation.